what type of water should we be drinking, and when should we be drinking it, and why should we be drinking water?
Barbara O'Neill is a renowned natural health educator with over 40 years of experience, dedicated to teaching people how to heal their bodies naturally. Her expertise focuses on using proper nutrition, hydration, and detoxification to support the body's innate ability to fight diseases, including cancer.
A man said to me, "Everyone tells me to drink water. You told me why."
In this video, we present 5 essential rules for drinking water, inspired by the renowned Barbara. We'll start by exploring the scientific reasons behind the importance of staying hydrated. Then, we'll discuss the recommended daily water intake. Finally, we'll dive into 5 key guidelines to ensure you're hydrating your body correctly.
So let's have a look at water loss in a day. So from the kidneys, we have 1.5 litre loss in a day. From the colon, we have 0.3 of a litre loss in the day. From the lungs, we have a 0.2 of a litre loss. And what's a surprise to most is from the skin, we have a 0.5 of a litre loss. So that's 2.5 litre loss in a 24-hour period. We need to be replacing 2 litres or 2 quarts of water. So you see, your fruits and vegetables also supply some fluid, but we need to have at least 2 litres of pure water a day. We don't have a reserve tank on the back. The only water that goes into the body is the water that we drink.
Let's dive into how water can play a role in alleviating certain medical conditions in the body. Dr. Batmanghelidj, an Iranian medical doctor and researcher, is renowned for his groundbreaking work on water metabolism in the human body. His most famous book, Your Body's Many Cries for Water, highlights the critical role of hydration in preventing and curing a wide range of ailments, from chronic pain to digestive issues. He argues that many diseases stem from dehydration and can be alleviated simply by drinking more water. His other works, such as Water for Health, for Healing, for Life, emphasize water's role in maintaining overall health, offering a natural approach to wellness. Barbara frequently references the works of Dr. Batmanghelidj, who believed that dehydration is a primary cause of many diseases. His conviction stemmed from his experience treating peptic ulcer pain in Evin Prison, where he alleviated inmates suffering with water when medications were unavailable.
There's a book called One of the Body's Many Cries for Water, and it's by an Iranian doctor, Dr. Batmanghelidj. He's got another title to his book. He's not sick, he's thirsty. Another title to his book is Don't Treat Thirst with Medication. What's the cause of stomach ulcers? Well, the number one, it's actually dehydration. And Dr. B claimed that at the writing of his book to have cured 3,000 cases of stomach ulcer with water alone. When we're dehydrated, our body goes into a form of drought management, and it releases a hormone called histamine. And histamine is moving around the body in an attempt to maintain full blood volume in the major arteries and veins to try and keep our body alive. So what it does, it takes a little bit of water away from our joints. So we can get painful joints in dehydration. It takes water from the brain. From the neck down, we're 75% water. From the neck up, we're 85% water. When water is taken away from the brain cells shrink, and that hurts. There's your headache. Even negative thought patterns can develop when our brain is dehydrated. So absolutely not negotiable. We need to drink 8 glasses of water a day.
How much water should we drink?
We need to have at least 2 litres of pure water a day. So here's the rule of thumb. So 50 pound body weight to 1, well, I'll say quart for your sake, for 1 quart or 1 litre. So that means if someone is 100 pound, they should be having 2 quarts a day. And I guess someone gets very concerned if they're 200 pound. Does that mean I gotta drink 3 quarts a day?
Let's dive into 5 key guidelines to ensure you're hydrating your body correctly. The first rule is to drink at least 8 glasses of water a day. This means you'll need to keep sipping water throughout the day and start early to stay well hydrated. Start your day with water.
Have the water in the car, have the water by your bed, have the water in the kitchen, have the water in your workplace. Sip, sip, sip. Start hydrating your body and see the difference. Start early, and you need to send the water into your body in gentle showers, little by little by little, all through the day. Start early. The earlier you start, the more water you can take.
Next, we should aim to reduce our intake of caffeinated beverages, as they can dehydrate us. First, we'll explore which parts of our body need water the most, and then we'll identify 3 specific drinks to avoid for proper hydration.
The pancreas releases 2 hormones into the blood, and it also releases enzymes into the gut, hormones into the blood. What are the hormones going into the blood from the pancreas? It's insulin and glucagon. Both of these hormones require a large amount of water to be made properly. So if someone's dehydrated, can you see that can contribute to diabetes? So moving on down the gastrointestinal tract, we come to the colon. And one of the main functions of the colon is to take water out so stools are formed. If a person is dehydrated, more water gets taken out than should be taken out, so we're left with rabbit pellets and cement. So constipation can be a result of dehydration. We had a pathologist attend our program. He said, we did studies on coffee and we found it took 5 glasses of water to make up for the dehydrating agents in 1 cup of coffee. Now, when you look at that, I think you'd agree with me, the nation's dehydrated. What about tea and coffee, Coke? Well, unfortunately, caffeine and sugar are dehydrating agents. If you're dehydrated and drink tea or coffee or Coke or Dr. Pepper or any soda drinks, because of the dehydrating agents in them, you will become more dehydrated. It will not hydrate your body.
Next, drink water 30 minutes before meals. This improves digestion and ensures that your body absorbs nutrients better, fueling your brain. But remember, avoid drinking large amounts during meals as it can dilute digestive enzymes.
The first place that the water is taken from is the lining of the stomach. And the first place it goes to is the lining of the stomach. So a glass of water, half an hour before the meal, the first thing it'll do is it'll thicken that mucosa lining on the stomach.
Third rule, don't drink water during the meal. Here's an anecdote about one of Barbara's clients who had an ulcer. Despite drinking 2 liters of water every day,
he said, I was drinking 1 liter of water with every meal. So every meal, he's watering down his hydrochloric acid. Did you know that hydrochloric acid is antibacterial, antifungal? So if your hydrochloric acid's strong, Helicobacter pylori can't survive in the stomach because hydrochloric acid is antibacterial. He's drinking nothing between meals, so every meal when he sat to 8, he's dehydrated. No stomach lining, so here's Helicobacter pylori just doing its job. And by the way, every month when the antibiotic comes in, it kills the Helicobacter pylori off, but because the damage is still there, more Helicobacter pylori comes along to clean it up. When he sits to eat, hydrochloric acid's released, and hydrochloric acid is just about to come down and wipe out Helicobacter pylori. And then what does the man do? Has a great big drink of water. What does that do to hydrochloric acid? Water dilutes acid. He learnt in the lectures the importance of drinking between meals and not with meals. So he's drinking between meals, so what does that do to his stomach lining? Puts a nice thick lining on the stomach. When he smells, starts to eat food, hydrochloric acid's released, hydrochloric acid comes down, wipe out. His body healed itself. Now if someone's thirsty after a meal, by all means, have a few mouthfuls of water. A few mouths of water is not going to greatly reduce the effectiveness of the hydrochloric acid.
The final rule for drinking water is to take a bit of Celtic salt before you drink. Why? The minerals in Celtic salt help your cells absorb water more effectively. Celtic salt is often considered superior to table salt because it is unrefined, free from additives, and maintains its natural mineral profile.
And the best way to access that water is to have a little bit of the Celtic salt with its 82 minerals just before each glass.
Taking a pinch of Celtic salt before drinking water is a hydration practice often recommended for enhancing the body's electrolyte balance. Celtic salt, harvested from seawater, contains a wide range of trace minerals like magnesium, calcium, and potassium, which are essential for optimal hydration and overall health. These minerals help maintain proper cellular function, regulate muscle contractions, and balance fluids within the body.
The cell is surrounded by what's called a bilayered membrane. This is a double-layered membrane. And the water needs help to get into the cell. So how do we help the water get into the cell? So the highest concentration of mineral inside the cell is potassium. The highest concentration outside the cell is sodium. And there are sodium-potassium pumps that are in the membrane around the cell. And these sodium-potassium pumps are constantly going like this, maintaining the balance in and out of the cell. But the salt that we use is Celtic. And the Celtic salt, and it's called the Celtic salt because it's hand harvested by the traditional Celtic method. And one of the values of the Celtic salt is that it contains 3 magnesiums. And that's why it's so moist, because magnesium is a water-hungry molecule.
When you consume a small amount of Celtic salt before drinking water, it aids in better absorption of the water, ensuring that your cells retain the necessary hydration for energy production, detoxification, and brain function. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more health tips and natural remedies. Cheers, thanks for watching, and stay hydrated.